It's time for another episode of the Daily Blogcast for Internet Marketing, where every day we find all the best industry blog posts and turn them into something you can listen to. Because reading is hard. Now, here are your hosts, Mark and Bryan.
Hey, welcome to episode number 81.
Yep.
And let's see.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Or not. Mondays suck.
I know, it's raining. What's going on? We finally have some wet weather in San Diego. That's good.
Yeah.
Come with you with the weather from San Diego.
I know. Like, nobody
just make
cares.
it a full-blown...
There's like 3 people that listen from San Diego and they don't care.
Yeah, that's true. They know it's raining.
You guys are stupid.
All right. So I don't have any specific newsy type things.
Well, I thought you told me you had some news.
I got some short little funny tidbits of information.
Time wasters.
Yeah.
And now it's time for time wasters.
This is from Ryan M. Jones' blog, and you're going to have to get the link off of the Daily Blogcast because he doesn't actually link to it right off of his homepage, but he made a Flappy Cuts game.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind
After the donkey cuts, somebody made Flappy Cuts.
Yep. So Flappy Cuts, yep, you're a little Matt Cuts head, and you have to flap through cans of spam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's way easier than the other Floppy Birds.
I saw some follow-up. I saw some follow-up comment to that. If you don't know what we're talking about, the other day on the show, we talked about donkey cuts. Somebody made a donkey cuts.
And Flappy Birds.
Wait, what?
This is a Flappy Bird joke.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying
okay.
like the original thing was somebody made a Matt Cuts, the SEO guy from Google. They made a game called Donkey Cuts, which is like Donkey Kong parody of Matt Cuts.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is the Flappy Bird version. But I was reading that, I guess like someone said that site that made that Donkey Cuts thing isn't even ranking on Google for it.
Really?
No. So Google's wonderful algorithm is like giving everybody else credit. If you type in Donkey Cuts, like I think SEO Roundtable comes up first.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then a bunch of other sites that link to it. So they're not even getting like the ranking that they deserve, you know? It's kind of lame.
I know. A lot of these pages too, like that Donkey Cuts and even this Flappy Cuts page, it has really like no content on it other than like some AdWords advertisements slopped up all over the place. Mm-hmm. So it would never rank in a million years anyhow. But I guess they're just getting, people are like, oh, we'll share it. People in the SEO community, or someone might mention it on a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That Donkey Cuts game was, I don't know, it was lame.
Yeah, and so is this Flappy Cuts. It's pretty lame too, but it's, he put a disclaimer right down at the bottom. It took me literally 20 minutes to make this.
Oh, okay, that's good. I hope it took the other guys that long, because that would be a shame to put all that work in there for nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right.
It'd be like creating a daily blogcast and working on it all day for nothing.
Hey, I thought we were going to complain anymore.
Oh, that's right. We're not. Okay, we're not complaining anymore. Starting now.
I never wanted to make money off of it anyhow. Okay.
I don't know why you're talking like a little kid, but okay, go ahead.
So this is from was a Twitter post that someone made to Matt Cuts, because Matt Cuts posted out, he said, if you see a scraper URL outranking the original source of content in Google, please let us know.
Oh, God.
And they have like a little link that you could go and report it. And so this guy, Dan Barker, he replied back to him, I think I've spotted one, Matt. Note the similarities in the content text. And he gave a picture on there. And it was like, when you type into Google, what is a scraper site? It gives a web definition. Like, that's the first result. Scraper site, web definitions. The scraper site is a spam website, ... whatever. And they scraped it from wikipedia.org. And then the result right below their definition is the actual link to Wikipedia.
Oh, I see. So Google scraped Wikipedia and put it above the Wikipedia link. Oh, how lame.
He's like, check this one out. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was titled something like Matt Cuts gets burned on Twitter or something like that. So.
Are we still using that term? Burn.
Burn.
What a burn.
I know. What a burn.
What a burn.
So that's it.
That's
cool.
So I'm going to start reading the actually useful stuff today.
Oh, okay. Woohoo.
Shocker. So this is from Conversion Voodoo, and it's what is a target market? And so the post says a target market is the specific group of people who you are marketing towards for your product or service. Now, we all know that, but this article is good because it talks a lot about figuring that out and
Your
stuff.
avatar? No, just kidding.
No. It talks about figuring that stuff out, but so it's a pretty good primer, and it will, even the people that know, I know what a target market is. It's probably a good refresher here.
Yeah.
So the first thing is brainstorming to get your market. He writes, some products or services will have a number of different target markets. One of the first things you need to do when putting together your marketing plan is to decide which markets you'll be targeting. Are you breaking down markets by age, gender, religion, geographic location, or something else? A lawyer who lives and works in one city is going to target the people in that same city and surrounding areas. It isn't going to be worth the lawyer's time and energy to try and sell a service to people in other states. Brainstorm and write down who you think would benefit from what you're selling. During this brainstorming process, write down everything that comes to mind, even if it seems silly at first. After you finish brainstorming, it's time to go through the list and find the most likely candidates.
Yeah.
So good advice. Brainstorm, write down a bunch of stuff. Whenever I brainstorm, I always write down silly stuff or stuff that's ridiculous, because even if it's dumb and you end up cutting it out anyway, it might spark your...
Yeah, and if you haven't done it in a while too, I totally suggest doing it, because I've been a affiliate marketer, internet marketer forever, but I've been an appraiser as well for the past 12 years. And every once in a while, I'll brainstorm to think of who's my target market again.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll come across different opportunities that I wouldn't have thought of in the past, like investment clubs, or even, what is it, the where the lawyers go and they all get
hell.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to hell to market my services. Well, maybe I am.
Yes, where the lawyers go.
But there's a bunch of different organizations that you could, you do have to brainstorm, and you have to reapproach this from time to time, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And so another thing, so the first one is obviously brainstorming, right? You sit down, you try to think of who wants your product or service, whatever. Another tip is to look at current customers. So he writes, do you already sell a product or service? If you're currently selling mostly to men in their 30s, it's important to make sure to create a marketing plan around this. So obviously this tip is leverage the data you already have, right? People that already buy your product.
Yeah.
The other thing is understanding what you sell. So he writes, it's likely that you know your product or service well. However, you need to make sure that you understand it too. What are the benefits of what you sell? How can it help people? What kind of people are likely to use it? Take a look at some of the less traditional ways your product can be used and consider the types of people who would use it. The more you understand your product, the more likely you're able to understand the people who use it.
Yeah.
So in that vein, or in that regard, he suggests conducting a survey. And he said, if you're unsure about who's using your product, you need to find out. Consider conducting a survey. There are many ways today that you conduct surveys. So put a short questionnaire on your landing page. You can ask questions of followers on your social media sites. We only have 2, so that wouldn't help us.
Survey Monkey.
You can send a questionnaire with the product to those who are already purchasing.
Yeah.
So that's polling your existing customers, right?
Yeah.
You could do a live survey at conventions, home shows, etc.
Webinars are great for surveys too.
Are they?
Yeah. You could do a webinar around your product or service, for free additional information or tips, whatever, how to use it better.
Right.
And then if you do a survey during the webinar, you get tons of people to respond that way. They actually respond.
And they're there.
Yeah.
Right?
And
unless they ran away to go to the bathroom or something.
Exactly.
Well, that's a good idea. It's not even in this list. So
I'm a genius.
You are a genius.
Thanks.
Another one is do a live survey. Oh, I read that one. Send out a mailer to local people with a survey about your product. Send out emails to those who have filled out your email capture and ask them to answer a few questions. So poll people, ask them, because people will tell you.
Yeah.
But did you ever read that Steve Jobs book?
No.
What about? Oh, you should read it. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, somewhere in there I read that they were talking about how he decides to do products and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And his big thing is people don't know what they want till I give it to them.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great. So his whole thing is people are too dumb to be able to be that helpful.
Yeah.
So he just is I'll do it. Just wait till I create the awesome product, and then you could
He's a visionary.
lick my boots.
I don't think I'd succeed that way.
No, but I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And he says, another tip is use the research of others. So he says, take a look at who your competitors are selling to. Most likely you'll want to target these same markets in addition to others. Do a few searches online for the best markets for products or services in the same category. You may be able to find survey results, white papers, and more about the best markets. And this is actually good too. Like in marketing, we find this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You can find out demographic data that research firms share. You can find out all sorts of stuff, like it runs the gamut of almost every niche. So luckily in internet marketing, a lot of this stuff is out there and available.
Totally.
Versus some other super ridiculous niche down product. Yeah, exactly. Like who buys, I don't know,
pink underwear for their
toad
dogs. Yeah.
Okay. Another one is don't be too broad or too narrow. And he says, defining your market is all about balance. You don't want to narrow the market too far. This will leave you with very few potential customers. If you're only marketing to married women in their 20s who have a household income of over $150,000 and 3 kids, don't be surprised if your sales start dropping. On the other hand, having too broad of a market will make it difficult for you to get the customers you need as well. If you're marketing to all women, you're going to need to put a lot of more time and effort and money into your marketing strategies. So that's another one. When you're doing these giant, broad marketing campaigns, you in the ad arena, you're going to be blowing through money like crazy, and you're going to need a lot of spend to get, usable data, I guess. Another tip is consider focus groups. Once you've decided on a few markets, you need to figure out what they like best. One way you can do this is to use the focus groups. Bring together some people who are part of your markets. Ask them questions not only about your product, but about similar products. If you sell brooms, find out what they like about cleaning supplies in general. Other questions such as how often they use a broom and how often they replace the product can also give you great insight into how your customers think and act. And I especially like this one about asking about other similar products or competing products.
Yeah.
That'll give you a lot of insight. Like if you're going to build like a new service or something, a new application, you ask people, why did they pick the one they use now versus whatever, and they'll tell you straight up, like, it was a money thing. I like this feature before. The documentation, I couldn't figure it out, whatever. And that's just an example for apps, but it could be for anything.
Totally.
It says keep track of information gathered. It's important that you keep all the information you gather well documented. You can create a basic profile for your target audience. This should include all the info you've decided on, including income level, gender, age, etc. In addition, if you conducted surveys or focus groups, you need to ensure the answers are kept for future marketing strategies. The info you gather now, even if it seems irrelevant, will help you create a great marketing campaign.
Heck yeah. And always check out the competition.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I mean, even if you're surveying people, I mean, I like that idea of getting information on other products, services, the competition, things like that.
Yeah.
And then just start researching all the stuff that they have. They might even have demographics right up on their website.
Yeah,
demographics.
Exactly. Or another one I always think is funny is like they put like their current customers.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, there's people right away you could pitch.
Yep.
Give them a free trial, something like that. Or at least you might get ideas about industries that use the product or service that you might not have thought of. And they're like, look who uses it. I'm like, thanks, competitor guy.
Thanks, buddy. I'm going to hit them up. All right. I have this blog from momsmakemoney.com, and it's tips for making money from your blog. And let's see, what was her name? Why do I almost always put it right at the top, but this time it wasn't in there. So anyhow,
you're killing the show. You're killing the show rhythm, man.
Oh man, I'll put it in the blog post. It doesn't matter what her name is.
No.
Okay, but
it's by mom. Just say it's by mom.
Yeah, and she's very important. So I thought I'd share this one just because everyone's looking to make an extra buck online. A lot of people are full-time bloggers that listen to our show. A lot of people are internet marketers and affiliate marketers. And I was kind of surprised that, I mean, she's in a pretty tight little niche, but she sneaked over $5,000 a month in January. So
did you say she sneaked over?
Should I say snuck?
What is she sneaking? Oh, never mind. I don't even know why I asked you.
I was reading from her blog post.
Oh, I see. She sneaked
over because it was her highest.
But what did she sneak it? I don't get that. Like over the border? What did she sneak?
She sneaked over the $5,000 level. She never made over it. She barely made over $5,000.
So she went over 5,000, but no one saw her go over? So she sneaked over. Like, what does that mean? Yeah. Never mind. Forget it.
Okay. So anyhow, she made a ton of money with her blog.
All right.
Which is pretty dang awesome.
That's good.
So what she does is she does sewing pattern sales, and she creates different patterns and sells them on places like Craftsy. And I guess she had some real success recently with a pants pattern. She's also working on a cowl neck pattern, and it looks like they're in just PDFs. And
I see.
She just sells the patterns off of there, which I was like, man, that is super awesome.
So she designs the patterns, saves them as a PDF, sells them off her site for X amount of dollars, and people print them out.
Yep. Or not even off of her. Well, I think she does sell them off of her website also, but she also goes through different places like
you just said that, like a marketplacey thing.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
And so she makes money off of that way. But she is talking about having like sewing pattern of the month club, where people could just join for one price and they'll get new patterns throughout the year.
Yeah.
But it looks like she's also into affiliate marketing too, because she wrote a guide on a Blogger to WordPress transfer e-course. So she created a little e-course. I'm sure she had probably a Blogger hosted site, and then had to move it over to WordPress. So she created a little e-course on it. But she comes out in the article saying, I'm not really into selling or marketing, so it's not doing too well. So she's going to consider giving that away for free. But I mean, it's pretty cool that it doesn't sound like she had a beginning in internet marketing or affiliate marketing or anything like that, but she's learning along the way, and she's doing pretty dang good.
So for her $5,000 a month she's generating, that's mostly from those marketplaces she sells through. Does it say how much? Yeah. How many patterns and stuff she's selling to make that figure?
No, and it's not even the bulk of her income. She's making the bulk of her income off a ShareASale.
You're leaving all the important stuff out of this.
I haven't got to that yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm going down the list. So I was talking about her new sewing pattern sales. And then she also got a record number of downloads for free sewing patterns in January, almost 10,000 downloads. That's pretty crazy. 10,000 downloads. And was featured in a big sewing community on Facebook. So it seems like a lot of her marketing goes out on, being featured on Facebook, different groups, things like that.
Right.
Okay, so the e-course I said isn't doing too great. She's going to consider giving that away, but her earnings, she made like $300 from AdSense. I'm not going to go through all the different numbers because there's a lot of lower ones too.
Yeah.
Blog Her, that's like another female blog type site where people make money. But ShareASale, I want to know what she was selling on ShareASale. But
she doesn't list it?
$3,100.
Well, ShareASale's got a really big range of merchants on there, so there's probably people selling sewing stuff on there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, there is a bunch of sewing stuff. I got a catalog when I was at Affiliate Summit last time when we went, and they had a whole bunch of household products, clothing, things like that. So it's probably related to that. Or possibly... it doesn't say that she's selling stuff on ShareASale, but she could even be selling stuff on ShareASale. Okay, Commission Junction. She made some money off of affiliate sales, and sewing pattern sales was like almost $600. So she made $5,300, which that's pretty impressive. But what I was really surprised, which is really awesome, she had 165,000 visits to her blog. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Why don't we have 165,000 visits?
Because we're not selling patterns and stuff.
Oh, and she said it again. I just sneaked the best ever.
I don't know where that term came from, but I think after we finish
sneaking,
after we finish the show, we need to draw some pants and stick them in a PDF, like just a pant outline, and be like, "Look, we have a pants pattern."
Yeah. So that's really, I mean, if you're thinking about trying to make money online, it's definitely good to go with something that in preferably a niche and somewhere people have money. But I would have never thought that sewing pattern sales, you could make that decent of a living off of selling sewing patterns.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm impressed.
I'm telling you, I'm going to draw some pants right now and sell them. If anybody wants to buy my pants pattern,
99
cents.
99 cents
for the first 10 people.
Okay.
After that, it's going to go up.
So go over to the dailyblogcast.net and you could buy
slash pants.
Yeah, /pants. You better draw a little sketch and upload it then.
I will.
That'll be hilarious. All right, guys. Well, that's another episode of the Daily Blogcast, and we will catch you on Tequila Tuesday.
See ya.
You've been listening to the Daily Blogcast for Internet Marketing.
Visit our site, dailyblogcast.net, where you can find show notes and links to all of the blogs mentioned in this episode.
While you're there, make sure to sign up to our free newsletter so you're notified of new episodes and get a bunch of goodies delivered directly to your inbox.
Don't forget, we need your support, so do us a favor and log into iTunes and leave a rating and a review. It only takes a minute and they'll really help us out. See you tomorrow.
See ya!